This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com, Authentic Muay Thai Lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of a Nak Muay. Go check it out.
Alright, so Wadi Cop, this is Jonathan over at the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. I am live currently on Discord, on the Muay Thai community Discord, and here on TikTok Live. It is February 1st, first day of the month. Man, we're already 1 month deep into 2022. It's very epic. So we got a lot of people coming inside. A lot for me is like 5 people, by the way. So go check us out on TikTok if you're not already on there. At Pu'u Muay Thai, very simple. Got tons of funny stuff in there. Definitely a little bit different vibe than Instagram. I kind of dig it. I have some people in here asking some questions, so I'll get straight into it. We have somebody say Hayden the Crippled. He's asking, what's my favorite aspect from Muay Thai? My favorite aspect from Muay Thai is it's the only martial art in the world to develop during wartime. The only one in the world. All right. So with that, extremely effective, very direct. All martial arts are great. But that's something that stands out for me, and I always like to share with people. Scorpecus is on TikTok is asking, what you drinking? I'm drinking my morning black coffee, my man. Black coffee, because I'm already sweet enough. All right. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It's Tuesday. I got some moving projects going on. Defense, middle level teep is good to drop the head, to grab the hooks. What up, February, says Karate on TikTok. That's right, man. So today I'm going to be moving. We have a full-size, competition-size twins boxing ring that was imported from Thailand. So I'm going to tell you a story about this real quick. It's an interesting story. So there was a Muay Thai Academy in Ventura, and it was around for a few years. They had a ring there. Full-size, imported from Thailand boxing ring. And let's just say over time, their business, they weren't able to keep the doors open, unfortunately. The location, the inside was fucking epic. It was a sick location. Like, inside was sick. But the outside location, they had a homeless feeding shelter next door. There'd be, like, homeless people coming in, defecating in the parking lot and the door and stuff like that. It just wasn't a good mojo. So, do you teach ambidextrous or only one stance? Hayden the Crippled, Muay Thai, you use your whole body. So I guess you could say ambidextrous. We always focus on one stance first. That way you develop a sense of mastery with that one stance. And you're doing switches and stuff like that from that one stance too. You're using both sides of the body. So just to answer your question on that with Muay Thai, a lot of people ask, like, do you guys do shifting? You'll see shifting where people practice a lot, like with their punching. But the thing is, in Muay Thai, we'll shift to use our elbow, our knee, and our kick. Right, our harder tools. That's like more like a authentic style you'll see, and you're seeing more people mixing their hands and stuff now too. Especially you see like Bang Muay Thai, Dwayne Ludwig. He used to call it Muay Thai. It's more like a karate background where they practice more shifting and stuff like that too. Very effective. You just gotta make sure you know what you're doing in order to do it. Okay, off island of Okinawa to Japan 20s, says karate on TikTok. I'm not sure what you mean. What do you think about? I can't pronounce his name, Scorpecus. I remember you sent it to me. It was Remigius Morkovicius. And did you check him out like you said? Yes, I did. I checked him out, and I watched some of his MMA fights. Rest in peace. Definitely, I've actually talked about him here on the podcast after that, because I did check him out, and he is a good fighter. So I'll spell that for people who are listening. Here, it's Remigijus, and then his last name is Morkovicius. It's Morkevicius. All right, so that's going to be that. He's definitely a good fighter, man. A lot of heart. I liked his attitude on fighting. Obviously, he was just game to fight, and I love that. I can vibe with that. Warrior mindset, man. Muay Thai or Muay Baran? Muay Thai all day. That's what I do. Muay Baran techniques, part of Muay Thai. They're the same. So I guess can't really compare the two. They're the same. He had some K1 fights and Muay Thai fights. He did Muay Thai from his childhood. He was a skinny ass. Was that what you said? That's funny, man. Okay. I believe to learn on non-dominant side first as well as a dominant position. I think karate on TikTok, I agree with you. Hayden the Crippled, how many fights do you have? I've answered this question multiple times. I have around 25 fights, man. I wish I had more. There wasn't a lot of opportunities. Like I said, if I was younger now, I'd have more. And I do have a plan to get some more in before I'm done fighting. That was always our way to train. God damn, I can't spell today. Says Scorpicus. I know, man. Awesome experience. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Hayden the Crippled. Yeah, we have active team of competitors here too. So got a ton of cornering experience in MMA and Muay Thai, professional and amateur. So my big thing is Muay Thai. I get brought into MMA stuff because of Muay Thai, not because I'm like training people Muay Thai for MMA. I teach Muay Thai. That's what I do. So kind of going back onto that ring story. So they had this beautiful space. Homeless people would defecate outside. It was just a bad location. Hope the best for them. So I guess they ended up abandoning their ring inside of the lease location. So what happens is over time, if they don't come get their stuff, the landlord seizes all the assets inside. So I was able to come up on the boxing ring. Let's just say it's about a $12,000 boxing ring, and I did not pay $12,000 for it. So that's all I'm gonna say. But it doesn't require one wrench, one bolt to put together the entire ring. It all sets together. It's the same one they use in Thailand for all these pop-up events they do in the fields in the countryside. It's freaking epic. So I scored it a couple of years ago. Haven't had the space to be able to set it up for our Muay Thai academies. You know, the space here in Santa Barbara is too narrow. It blocked the whole area. I have Hayden the Crippled. We'll come back onto TikTok. My knee is too wrecked to fight anymore. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. You still train, I hope. You can always work around it. How old are you? My phone is dead and back. LOL, yes. Did you do Mexican ground karate and MMA? So, Scorpicus, I got to ask you, man. So, and I'll bring this up. I'll be totally transparent. So, you know, we had a video with Master Ken. Do you guys know who Master Ken Karate? Let me know if you know who Master Ken is. You know, from the YouTube personality, TikTok, and Instagram. Let me know. Do you guys know who Master Ken is? I currently practice BJJ. I used to do Thai boxing in the past when I was a fighter, but my striking base is mostly boxing with stick around Filipino karate-like style. That's awesome, Hayden the Cripple. I've never heard of that style before, but thank you for sharing, my man. I always love martial arts, so 20 by 20 Olympic boxing ring all snapped together a couple hours. That's nice. Karate on TikTok. I'm happy to hear that, my man. Yeah, the steel on this is really good, too. Yeah, I know him. Yes, so what's funny is, you know, he made a video and he gave us a shout out. Like, I paid for him to do a video like advertisement, talk about how we're the only authentic Muay Thai academy. And he drops this gem and he says that everybody else around is just Mexican ground karate. Okay? And it's fucking hilarious. If you know Master Ken, that is hilarious. So some haters, shout out to you haters out there that are saying this stuff. And if you know me, dude, my skin's brown, bro. They said that I was racist against Mexicans, that I hated Mexicans. And man, did they not see that we have like we have a putazos shirt? Like, if that's not like the ultimate like Mexican like fucking vibe ever? And that came up from my Mexican, and Latin students and coaches. They came up with that idea. One of my Mexican coaches, his last name's Gonzalez, man. He freaking drew it. So I got called, and they keep saying it. I think it's hilarious because I did not make this about that school at all. Like, it was just in general, we're the only Muay Thai academy. Master Ken dropped this gem, and now allegedly people are calling me racist, and I think that is just ridiculous because I literally have, if you guys didn't know, back in the day I used to be in a punk band. And we would cover a song by this band called the Oi Scouts, literally called Nuke the Nazis. So, and literally it would be us chanting Nuke the Nazis. So I have no comment on that. So we'll just leave it at that. My weakness when I strike is leg kicks, though. When I stand bladed, I am more open to leg kicks. That's right, Hayden the Crippled. That's your boxing stance, man. You'll definitely get that. I'm currently practicing kickboxing, Dutch version. Says, Bull's End of Dathomir. Awesome, man. Similar to my style. I did boxing. I hate it. Legit, I would rather do Muay Thai and get the fight stopped to a cut than eat hundreds of uppercuts for 12 rounds. I absolutely agree. Muay Thai is actually not even in the top 10 most dangerous sports, in case you guys didn't know. Boxing is. But you know what's number one? It's fucking gymnastics. And then it's like horseback riding and the stuff that people will have their kids do. It's crazy. People are like, oh, I don't want to put my kid in Muay Thai. It's dangerous. What do you mean it's dangerous? It's not even in the top 10 most dangerous sports. That's usually my response. And their eyes open up like, what do you mean? So I find that kind of funny. Going back on the story, so I got this ring, this boxing ring set up for, a fraction of the price, right? So it's been sitting in storage at my parents' house. And I'm getting moved into storage. I'm doing my best to start up a fight promotion. I actually talked with a local casino here that's on the Indian reservation. You guys might be asking, why do you want to do it on an Indian reservation? Because that allows us to use any sanctioning body that we please. So here in California, you have two options. You use the state of California for professional. For professional fights, there's not a lot of professional Muay Thai. Just so you guys know, if you didn't know. It's very hard. It costs a lot of money to be a professional fighter, and then you don't really make a lot of money as a promoter doing professional events, doing it that way. And then you have the amateur sanctioning bodies. So they have the IKF, so International Kickboxing Federation. So notice the word kickboxing in that. So they're originally a kickboxing federation, and they were designated as being allowed to sanction Muay Thai. So you can see that there's things that are done a little bit differently. It's like, and for me, I personally don't agree with all of it, but it's the only option. The people that run the organization, good people. I also want to give a shout out to their president, and just kind of ask if anybody's aware of IKF or knows about IKF. And this is where it comes down to being human. Steve Fossum, the president of IKF, please send some good vibes and prayers to his family, because he actually had an aneurysm a couple weeks back, and he's been in the hospital, emergency surgeries and stuff like that. He's still alive. Please keep him in your thoughts, man, because no one should have to go through that. The guy's done a lot for martial arts. He's old school. And if some of you are on here, especially karate on TikTok, I'm sure you know International Kickboxing Federation. Scorpicus says, I got my shorts ruined because of a cut on my eyebrow recently. I won, though. Awesome, Scorpicus. Hayden the Crippled says, my favorite technical aspect of Thai boxing is the clinch, because the sweeps are very similar to judo. It's my favorite martial art and the martial art I'm most trained in. Awesome, Hayden the Crippled. Hey, I want to touch on that. If you like clinch, go check out our YouTube video. Anybody that's listening over later on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, any podcasting platform, or over on Discord, go check out the Pu'u Muay Thai YouTube and check out our videos with Naparat Keith Kemtorn. So this guy beat Saenchai 3 fucking times in a row at their peak. Not 3 times like when Saenchai is retiring and fighting foreign people. Like when they're at their peak, he beat him 3 times, and he's known for his knees and his clinch. Go check that shit out, okay? It's dope. They made some custom videos for us. The sweeps are Thai sweeps are karate sweep. It's funny. I want to touch a little bit on the karate judo comparison here, because in Muay Thai, when you kick, all right, or if you go to sweep, so when we sweep in Muay Thai, you have to use the instep or you have to use the shin in a kicking action, all right, for it to be deemed legal, all right, and it's something that's very interesting because. Going back and looking at the history of it, a girl named Sylvie Von Douglas, for those out there that are not in the Muay Thai world, she is a foreigner that's living in Thailand and has had the most fights as a foreigner in Thailand ever in history. I saw Sylvie pop up on YouTube 13, 14 years ago, where she was first posting videos of her training in her garage, and she got some history on this. So the reason they made that legal, so in judo, I'm kind of motioning with my hands, your foot, you can hook with the foot, right? To sweep out the leg, or you can hook it and sweep, or you can trip. So the reason they don't have these in Muay Thai anymore, and they made these specifications of kicking with the instep and the shin, is to differentiate the martial art from Japan, all right, because of World War II. So if you know World War II, they were the Axis. And Thailand was part of the Allies. They didn't want it to be confused, hey, we're training people to fight against the Allies. Allegedly, this is from what I'm hearing and what I've read. Okay? Going back on this, I'm quite a short guy, and when we spar at the gym, I'm usually the shorter one. Got any tips for Eric232? Yes, I'll definitely share some tips with you on being a shorter fighter. Let me get back onto my story here. So we're gonna be moving that ring today. It's a giant job. It's been sitting in storage, spiders, all that shit. Spent all day Sunday trying to move it. We had some awesome. Before that, we had some awesome instructor training too. I want to get into that about Mr. Nick Wilson, but we'll go on to the sparring tips. I'll go into, I'm quite a short guy, and when we spar at the gym, I'm usually the shorter one. Got any tips? So my tips for sparring when you're shorter is learn how to be confident in your defense and learn how to move. All right, so movement is very important, moving your feet, because that's going to take the sting off of strikes when you're moving in, and then being confident in your defense to allow you to block, to jam in. All right, so that's something that's very important, learning your timing and cadence. That way you make a miss, you can make them pay. Right? That's very, very important for a shorter fighter to learn. There's a lot I can get into on it, but if you send me a message, Eric232, over on our Discord, our Muay Thai community Discord, go send me a message there, and I can make that video for you. I can make a little more in-depth video for you. All right. So, hello, Julian Cosby the second. Hey, how you doing, man? My opinion is they came from similar roots indeed. This is Karate on TikTok. Yeah, the big thing with martial arts, there's a whole theory of like Alexander the Great pushing martial arts out from Greece. I don't know what the truth is to that, but there's a lot steeped in martial arts. And it's funny, there's so many freaking similarities when it comes down to it, right? And you know that because you've been in martial arts a long time. It's what you do for a living. There's no one true great martial art. I fucking love Muay Thai. It's a very complete martial art, but it's also incomplete. We don't have ground fighting really. Okay, so good, bro. I've been doing Muay Thai for 5 months. Maybe now, any tips for the physical aspect? Julian Cosby the second. Yes, absolutely. Julian. Just get my black coffee going there. So my tips for you for your physical is listen to your coach. Ask your coach. So using like a Thai style jump rope is very key because it helps build up the shoulders, forearms for clinching and punching. All right. And there's some other things that you could be doing. I actually have a book. It's called Preparing for Your First Muay Thai Fight. And I go over basic physical conditioning exercises and what that should be looking like. If you click the link in our bio, it's right there, and it says, hey, buy the book. Click it takes you right to Amazon. It's not just about you don't need to fight to read the book. Okay, I made it that because people ask, how do I do my first fight? So Preparing for Your First Muay Thai Fight was the name of the book. But I go over physical conditioning routines. It's more of like a guidebook. It's great. Costs $20 if you get the paperback version. If you get the digital version, it's only $10. So I hope that helps, man. Pancreas is the root, says Cry on TikTok. Exactly, man. Hayden the Crippled says, martial arts are universal most of the time because the human body discovers how to fight no matter what. Exactly, man. No matter where you live. There are no new techniques, just old techniques rediscovered, says Hayden the Crippled. Yes. On that note, do you guys know who Sanchai is? You better know who Sanchai is, but if you don't, it's okay. But do you guys know who Sanchai is? Let me know. Type S in the chat if you know who Sanchai is. Type S in the chat and spam some likes if you know who Sanchai is. Wow, you're on to it. The Egyptian had it first. Alexander took it from them and changed his army. Awesome. S. Good. If you guys know who Sanchai is, type S. S in the chat if you guys know who Sanchai is. Type S in the chat if you know who Sanchai is. One of the goats. That's right, man. Sanchai is one of the goats. I say S because it's easier to type that than to type out Sanchai. Some people don't know how to type out his name, and that's fine. Goat. That's acceptable also. So thank you for the likes, guys. It helps us boost up the algorithm in TikTok to get us on more eyes, more people learning about what Muay Thai is. All right, so Sanchai. I'll go over Sanchai. I have some stories with Sanchai too. So Sanchai, he quote unquote discovered the cartwheel kick, right? That's what a lot of people say. But there's actually another fighter before him that was doing cartwheel kicks. And also, cartwheel kick is part of Muay Thai. People just didn't know about it. All right, but he made it famous because he was using it. It's one of those techniques you see on like the posters of Muay Thai. You're like, ain't no way is somebody doing that in an actual fight. Well, fucking Sanchai did. He figured out how to do it. So, Definitely is one of those things. Capoeira in Capoeira has cartwheel kick. Awesome, yes. A lot of the martial arts have it. You know, karate has freaking rolling thunder kick and stuff too. Kung Fu Shaolin had it. Awesome. Yeah, and you know what's funny is the Chinese influence on Thailand is very apparent. You know, half of Thailand is Chinese people, you know. Capoeira being the ancestral art to Capoeira. Awesome. Yes, Shaolin does it too, says Hayden the Crippled. Absolutely, man. So, going back on to Saenchai. So, you guys know who Saenchai is. So, do you guys know who Kevin Ross is? Type K if you know who Kevin Ross is. Muay Thai fighter from America. Type K in the chat if you know who Kevin Ross is. Type K in the chat. If you don't know who Kevin Ross is, type N in the chat. Is he the Muay Thai guy? No, the Muay Thai guy is Sean Fagan. Okay, so Kevin Ross is an American Muay Thai pioneer in combative sense. So he is still he's pretty much near retirement. Fought kickboxing and everything like that too. But this guy stepped up. He fought Saenchai and he fought Sukat Dao. If you guys know who Sukat Dao is, Sukat Dao and Saenchai would fight a lot during their peak. So he fought Saenchai for the first ever WBC Muay Thai Diamond Belt. That was in America. That was on my Thai Trainers promotion at Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. So when he was in the first time he came to U.S., he fought Tetsuya Yamato, and we got to pick him up and train with him from at our gym back in 2010. And you know, if you're only in Muay Thai, you knew who he was, but now he's like famous in a lot of other martial arts. Other martial artists know who Saenchai is now, and it's fucking amazing. But we got to train with him. It was great. He knocked out Tetsuya Yamato in the first round, left head kick. Could barely see it. Happened super fast. And then we came into him fighting Kevin Ross. It was a 5-round decision. All right. So the shorts that Saenchai fought in for those two, I have them hanging up in my academy. He gifted them to my Thai trainer, who then gifted it to me. And then Kevin Ross, the American fighter, actually wrote a book on his preparation against Saenchai, who you guys are calling the greatest of all time. So he's definitely one of the greatest fighters of our generation. We're not going to see people like that all the time with Saenchai. You know, the fact that he's still even doing fights, even if they're not super high level fights, is freaking amazing at his age and for how long he's been doing it. And that goes into his style. Like our Ajar Mike Miles. Oh, you know Mike Miles? That is a name right there, man. Ajar Mike Miles, definitely a pioneer in the sport of Muay Thai up there in Canada. Man, does he still do his events? I haven't seen anything going on, but maybe it's just because of the pandemic and stuff like that too. I know that guy's been around a long time. If you guys don't know who Mike Miles is, go look him up. He's I would see his promotions pop up, and I just did some research and started listening and reading up on stuff. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's been in it. Same thing. There's no Muay Thai in the area, and he brought it in. Not sure, says Karate on TikTok. I hope they do bring back some events at some point there. I know it's kind of tough up there. Kind of going into what we did this past Sunday. So, Karate on TikTok, do you know who Hanshi Dave Kovar is? From Kovar Systems? He's very well known in the martial arts world. I won Canadian Golden Gloves at his in 90s. Oh, no way! You fought the Golden Gloves for him. So, Hanshi Dave Kovar. So, I actually have... For us, we actually consult with Kovar Systems. And this past Sunday, we had instructor training with Shihan Nick Wilson. Nick Wilson was like the bad boy. He had training MMA and stuff like that too. Great guy. Been friends with him since 2017. We talk all the time. Great person. He came in to do some instructor training. I've done instructor training courses with him before. And also, I talk with him. He coaches me, right? And we went through to go learn, just to share some of these skills with our instructors this past Sunday. We spent 3 hours, and then we did some training, did some clinching and stuff like that too. You talk about a complete martial artist. Dave Kovar is as legit as it comes, and it's funny because people look at him like, who's this old white guy? It's like, dude, he's got black belt in jiu-jitsu, he's trained Muay Thai, high level, in Kempo karate, Eskrima, he's done capoeira, he's done everything, Krav Maga, all of it. So these people in martial arts that have stayed relevant over the past 40 years, I think is just phenomenal. business black belt. Yes, he is definitely a business black belt when it comes down to it. And not only that, but one of the things that I really like, there's a lot of business consultants. For anybody that's out there that's listening to this, might not understand, there's actually a whole bunch of businesses that are based around the business of martial arts. All right? And a lot of them aren't good. They're very nefarious, and they don't embody the true color of martial arts, in my opinion. I've worked at places where they use these other consultant agencies that use some shady fucking tactics, and that's why I left these companies. And I found Kovar Systems, and they definitely embody that long-term, investment in people and your community, and that's the thing that I can vibe with. His Instructor Toolbox is a good book. Yes, it is. He actually has an Instructor Toolbox set up online now, too, if you haven't checked it out. I highly recommend it. But for those that don't know, there's some other names that are out there. I'm not going to throw in any names, but you can just Google Muay Thai Business Consultant Lawsuit. Just type that in. Or Muay Thai Consultant Rape. Yes, I dropped the R word. So you can go back and go see that. How long should I wait before my first fight? Your first fight, I'd say, the earliest you can get stuff, you can get stuff pretty early. It depends. On the average, I'm going to say 1 year. He brought big business to the martial arts industry. Yes, he did karate on TikTok, and he does a great job, in my opinion, about the long-term growth and investment in people. Shout out to Kovar Systems. They're great people. Thank you so much to Shihan Nick Wilson for coming out and sharing what you know about teaching and teaching methodologies with our team. And, when people think about teaching, like, oh, they're teaching them technique. What can a karate guy teach about technique to Muay Thai guys? So it's not about that. It's about the science and art of motivation and effective leading. That's what that comes down to, is how do you be an effective leader? All right. So with that today, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. Don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Hydronic Hydration. All right, you can go check that out. They have the link in our show notes. It's oral replacement solution for hydration, good as a pre-workout, during your workout, or after a workout, or the beginning of a long freaking day. All right, hydronichydration.com. All right, with that too, also shout out to Onnit for making some badass brain supplements. I use Alpha Brain almost daily. Make sure you take it with food, guys. Take my advice on that. All right, but go use the link in our show notes. What that allows us to do is we get a direct percentage of any sales that come off of that. Just be full transparency. We're an affiliate of them, but I'm an affiliate of them because I truly believe in the products and I use them myself. All right, so go check it out, guys. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Sawadee Kap.
Thanks, crew. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me if you enjoy the content, or if you like hearing about all stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing. Also, there's another way to support us. If you guys visit our Patreon link, it's in the show notes. Also on our YouTube, if you go to pmtlifestyle.com, there's a Patreon link up at the top. You can support us for as little as $5 a month to get some behind-the-scenes footage, things of that nature, to see what we're doing behind the scenes for Pu'u Muay Thai, what we're trying to get going. Also, you can get some early access clips. You can also get t-shirts, merchandise, and a few other things as perks of being a patron. Again, go check that out. It's at pmtlifestyle.com.